because machines are keeping him alive. He is brain dead. You know what I'm saying? So let's make that clear. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that police, when dealing with citizens, have a tendency to either try to make a point to prove their authority, or when they feel like they are threatened, they tend to overreact. And that problem is only exacerbated by the fact that black people, in the eyes of the law, are stigmatized just because we are viewed as threats. And so this tendency of the police to over-police in situations where they feel like the need to exert themselves is multiplied 5-10 times fold when you're talking about a black man who you view as a threat before you even really know what the situation is. And that's what I mean the problem is. Yes, it's an American problem, but it's exacerbated by the fact that if you have a police officer arrive on the scene and see somebody with black skin, there's automatically an extra level of threat that they perceive that may or may not even be even there. And in the point of what you pointed out, you have a police that gets called out to a situation of a guy that has a gun out. And like I said, we live in America. If you live in America, you believe in due process. So fuck all of this shit about he should have just submitted, he should have did this, he should have did that. He should have got a trial, is what he should have did. But what happened is he got executed on spot for a crime that got reported that wasn't even him. So what I'm saying is, she said there needs to be some type of procedure when it comes to this, so that all Americans, whether they be black, white, guilty, innocent, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Everybody deserves due process. And all these executions that are happening in the streets need to stop. I don't care if you got a criminal record. I don't care if you did something wrong that day. I don't care if you had a gun waving out right there as the cops pulled up. You deserve your due process as an American. And these executions in the streets need to stop. And that's what we're mad about. All these other people are getting their due process, and we getting the conclusion right there on the streets. And not only are we getting executed, but after we get executed, the news is telling you why they were right for executing us.
And that's the biggest problem for me, is that there's no accountability. There's no accountability. If you talk to a former cop or a cop who's in, you know what I'm saying, that has nothing to do with this situation, they never hold these cops accountable for the things that they're doing. They're like, oh well, the situation. I don't want to hear that. If I'm a coach or I'm a server, and there's another server or another coach that's doing wrong by basketball or doing wrong by the restaurant,
right.
You're doing a sorry job. You guys need to be coached again. You gotta be trained again. You guys have to. You guys have to be policed.
Right.
Like there's no one after you shoot. Like if I make a mistake and I kill someone right now,
you gotta go.
I gotta go to trial. I gotta go get this. After these guys do this and kill these, there's no.
But they still getting
there's paid administrative leave.
It's not even no retraining.
Retraining this.
Wait. Nowadays they gotta say, yo, let's say you go out and I'm with her, right? And I don't snitch on her. I'm still this up because I didn't.
Oh yeah, that accessory murder. The same. It goes in the same because now what you have is that. All right, I fucked up. I can do it again. I'll be alright.
I just get suspended without paying.
So for my fuck ups now, he can fuck up, she can fuck up, he can fuck up, you can fuck up, and there's no line of, well, you messed up, you was wrong. Right. Like everybody, there's this line, this code of blue bullshit. I hate.
There's no sense of I better handle this situation correctly, or there's gonna be consequences.
Yeah.
There's no sense of that. They already know. They brotherhood, they gang that they're a part of is gonna have their back.
Gonna have their back, automatic.
You got a body cam on? We got that.
Don't worry, we gonna shut
that
out.
Wait a minute. Okay. So what I want to speak on at this time, and then I think everybody has except for C-Rob spoken on. C-Rob wanted to speak. The body cams. My issue with that is. You test the bulletproof vest. You test the shield. You test the baton. You go to gun range and you test your guns. But the camera can fall off during a tussle. and stop.
Two cameras.
Wait. 2 cameras fall off during a tussle, and they stop recording, and it's okay. You can't tell me that you had on a body cam
Ain't nothing we can
and
do.
they stopped recording. We took the camera from the store, and there was no.
Even though
There
it's
was
digital,
no
because we all know
petition.
that
There was no
digital footage is
permission,
destroyed when it
and
hits the
there
ground.
was no warrant, and it's okay. And you
Yeah,
can't
there's
see
no
what.
warrant.
Yeah, you can't see what's on that camera, and it's okay. I need the public to be okay with that. We're not. And what I'm saying is that we're not. See, Rob, you want to say something before I wrap it up?
I mean, that's just pretty much why those cops got shot in Dallas. And I'm not saying I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with it, but I get it. I mean, I get their frustration. It's like, what other choice do we have? I was going back and forth with a policeman who
Yeah.
again defends
He
our.
does
I
already,
had to
he
get.
does.
You know who you are,
He
policeman. I had to
does,
get
he
in your
does.
ass.
He
But
does.
I mean, he was just defending
He
these cops, man,
is wrong,
defending
man.
on because that's what they do. They stick together, and I'm like,
It's family.
man, fam, wrong is wrong. This is why people. And then he kept telling me to, nah, he should wait on the justice system. I'm like, nah, fam,
waiting.
justice. We've been Trayvon, man. You go down a list of people, man. Justice
We
don't
waiting
work for
right
us.
now,
Why
bro.
somebody gotta
This
die
is
for us
why
to wait?
people
People shoot the police now.
The justice system.
Because we don't, you know, this is why people are shooting the police. Because we feel like we don't have any other options. It's people that's not logical anymore. They don't care.
Let me say something along that lines too, because this is gonna go out, and I feel like this is for our brothers and sisters, but this is for everybody. And let's make point to the fact that these are officers that were out there, mind you, helping people that were protesting against all of these things. They were out there helping these people, and they lost their lives doing this. So let's acknowledge that.
Oh yeah, shout out to them for
Let's acknowledge that.
Again.
But at the same time, I do feel what you're saying in the fact that at the end of the day, if y'all not getting mad about this, then how y'all gonna get mad at us for getting mad about
That's what
this?
I'm saying.
I keep alluding to the speech that Obama made earlier today, and I feel like he made another good point, which was that you can't take what this man did and attribute it to the whole movement. I don't think that's a productive thing to do for a
But
few
they
reasons.
have something saying
For a
that
few
he
reasons.
wasn't even a part of Black Lives Matter.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons. But the other reasons is, at the end of the day, there was somebody that was on social media that had made a post that said, if you're anti-police, then get off my friends list or whatever like that. And my response to that was, I'm anti-anybody killing somebody that is not trying to kill you.
Let me ask you a question. These people that you're talking about, were they vocal when Alton lost his life and when my brother Philando?
No, they weren't.
There we go.
But we won't even get into the details of that. But all I'm saying is, like I said, I'm against anybody killing somebody who isn't trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, all of these situations are situations that do not warrant death. So I can say the exact same thing as you can, as far as y'all not getting mad at this situation, so you gotta expect the people to reach a boiling point of frustration where they're gonna gotta do something. But it's like I said, at the end of the day, I can't condone the killing of innocent people.
Not
But
at all.
the end of the day, like I said, it's gotta be an understanding on both sides. Like, if y'all not getting mad about this shit, somebody is.
And that's what I want to say too. When the brother Philando, I don't want to say his name wrong. Philando, when he lost his life, he worked in a school system where he helped. I'm a special ed teacher. He was helping special ed students. That man lost his life in front of his daughter. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to war,
and it sounds cold, but you're exactly right. It's like, wow, that's so messed up.
You see what I'm saying?
That those police officers lost their life.
When it comes to war,
it was so messed up that guy died in front of his family.
There we go, and that's why
that was messed up too.
And not to justify what happened, but that's why man, black folk is pissed off, man. We not trying to hear no justice. I don't want to hear no justice system, man. What's gonna happen right now, man? And that's the thing. What black people are showing you is, and I mean that's one guy. So I'm not gonna say what black people, but based off that one guy's actions, he's showing you that if life is gonna be uncomfortable for black people, it's finna be uncomfortable for y'all too. Everybody finna be uncomfortable.
But at the same time, you know, I feel like I also have to say that there is that narrative of black people that feel like, well, what happened in Dallas was really a step back from the argument that we were trying to make.
Okay, I can see that.
You know, of course, I can see that as well because, you know, as President Obama said earlier today, is that you can't, even though, you know, this happened in a sequence of events, you know, and so it's very easy to say, you know, that this is a result of this. But at the end of the day, any person who kills someone who isn't trying to kill them is a troubled individual.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so you can't attribute the whole Black Lives Matter,
that
the whole ideology, and
Of
say,
course not.
you know, so even to say that, well, you know, it's messed up that these cops got killed, but what did you expect? Well, that almost kind of attributes our movement to that. And who, you know, this guy is a military. Now, knowing somebody that has served in, you know, especially some of the recent wars that we've had in Iraq and Afghanistan, you know, these people don't come back the same. They come back with real mental issues. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I'm talking about people that I know personally. You know, and so that's what I mean when I say that you can't necessarily wholly attribute this event that happened in Dallas to, you know, a revenge act that happened because of the Black Lives Matter movement. That was a much more complicated incident than that. You have somebody, like I said, that had combat experience in some of these messed up places where, you know, anybody that knows anybody personally that's been there, you know that just by being there, it has an effect on you mentally. So, you know, what I'm saying is, you know, the answer, we were talking earlier, you know, the answer I feel isn't marching. It isn't going out there and killing cops either, though. What I feel like we need is, like I've always been saying since the beginning of this conversation, is an intelligent and credible voice. And I said, and credible, not incredible, and credible. We need a person that is going to say something smart and has the credibility to back up the smart stuff that they say. I can say the most smart thing right now on this TV station, and all y'all gonna do is pull up my background and probably put a picture of a mugshot of me on TV and represent that as who I am, when anybody that knows me knows that that's not what defines me.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is we need an intelligent, not only intelligent though, but credible voice that cannot be refuted, that speaks a truth that nobody can refute, to speak up for us.
I mean, to me, like, I don't know, because we've had so many, in time, so many credible, big leaders. It's not about.
But here's the thing that I feel: the internet.
Hold on.
The internet gives us a power that we never had before.
I don't.
We can say something right here in this broadcast that could go viral today.
It can, but it may not.
It probably won't.
I feel like you're credible. I feel like he's credible. I feel like I'm credible. I feel like he's credible. But that don't matter to them. What matters is us. Us right here.
Was Ben Carson.
Us right here.
He's not.
I don't consider Ben Carson credible.
See, it's us.
But if you look at his background,
It's us changing the game.
Yeah, but it's
using
what I said.
using the game, the platform that we have, and exposing it.
You can have credibility, but it takes the right combination of things for people that actually listen to you. People that listen, there's certain people that they won't listen to until they die, and that's fine. But it takes the right what I'm saying is it takes the right combination of things for people to get listened to, and that's what I'm saying.
And let me tell you, before we go, let me tell you the most important thing that we're missing too: economics. We have to pull our money
I have
from
friends
these
right now
people.
that are online and are telling everybody to go to Unity Bank over in Missouri City.
I'm sitting there counting Monday.
I have friends doing this shit right now.
It's us
They
coming
got
together and
mad
setting up that
sign-ups
economic
for
block.
savings accounts and everything.
Taking your money out of the regular banks, putting it to a credit union.
What you think the Mac team is? What you think I see that eventually being? Though?
I'm saying we so hype about going on the second floor of the Galleria.
Educating young black men.
Ain't none of that owned by none of us. But we want to
so
wear
that we can all
Fendi
support
and
each
Gucci
other
and all that.
and make each other successful.
Hey,
What
man.
you think I'm talking about?
Yeah, but when I mean, when I say, when I say, but when you
That's
say
the
you
American
need,
dream for everybody, go to Bel Air in corporate right now, and look at them Asian people. Look at them driving around in their Benzes. Look at them owning their own banks. That if you walk in there into that bank that's on Bel Air Boulevard, if you don't speak Chinese, you're not getting an account. Look at that.
but that's the thing I'm talking about. It's not a speaker of credit. No, it's us. It's our community. It's us coming together and united. When we don't unite, we don't support each other. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. You got something. I feel like since you got something, you know, I'm not gonna support you. I need my own. I'm not trying to build with you.
Or I need a
I'm trying to
discount.
build my own. It's like, no. That's what we got to get out of that frame of mind. We got to get out of that hating on you. Like, forget that. We got to come together first. We can't follow no leader. We can't even lead ourselves.
And that's why I say that it's not only a problem with the way America views us, because we all know that's a problem, but it's also, we got to admit that it's a problem with the way that we view ourselves, and where we, you know, the way that we view ourselves determines where we're going to take ourselves in the future. You know what I'm saying? When I talk about Bel Air Boulevard and them banks that are owned by that community, it didn't take them 400 years to figure that shit out.
Nope.
And
It probably took them fucking 30 days.
And what I want to do is, and on that note, if you go back to the government classes that you took, or even the history classes that you took, it is stated that the American dream is to own property and to have freedom for your kids to be able to have an education. That was the original basis of the American dream. Right now, our kids are being educated on a wrong premise. Not with the truth, but with what is PC, politically correct. And people are being blocked from having ownership of homes, especially the African American community. And that's been going on since African Americans have been in the American draft to fight in wars that they had nothing to do with. And then they come home and they still can't own property. For those of you who know my family, you might say that I'm a quote unquote hypocrite, because my grandparents own over 30-something acres of land and they own 4 houses. But they worked hard for that. And you gotta realize nothing was handed to them. Nothing was given. And I have to say, for my uncles and my dad and my aunts, they were still picking cotton. But my grandparents had sense enough to know that education was the forefront. And that's why after they picked cotton, they went to school. And that was what it was. So I am not a hypocrite in that sense, because they worked for everything that they have to this day. Outside of that, I have to go to the killings. As far as the killings, I don't know if this report that has come out about Alton Sterling was true, but if it is, it's sad. Philando Castile, even if you want to say he was a suspect, how do we go from suspect to death? Either way, it's sad. The Hispanic guy that was killed is sad. For the Caucasian, Anglo-Saxon, for some people, that was tased to a point where he's in a vegetative state, is sad, and it has to stop. And there's nothing against the cops' lives that were taken. As much as I like to listen to, and I know those people who look at my Facebook know that I post the sayings of Malcolm X. I believe some of the things. I believe some of the teachings of Minister Farrakhan. All I was trying to do was notice that things that were said in 1955 were being lived out today as a premonition. It's not to say that I'm totally for it. It's just to say the things that were said 60 years ago are now coming to light. I don't believe in an eye for an eye. I don't. Nobody here sitting here, close that screen. Nobody here sitting here believes in an eye for an eye, but we do believe that what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And that's all we're trying to see. Educate your children. Teach them what's right and teach them what's wrong. And maybe if we get a hold of the children that are coming up today, the future will look a whole lot brighter. Once again, this is your girl, Unique B. And what I'm saying is, be unique and think. See y'all next time. Thank you.